Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes, biology session, excretion, the waste disposing system, part 1. So children, there is no factory which can manufacture a product without generating any waste. Do you agree with it? Yes, this is true. Even for our body, which is a cellular factory too. It is a cellular factory. And for other organisms as well, this is applicable. The wastes are generated at regular intervals from the bodies of most organisms. So, few questions will rise in your mind. Okay, what are the questions we put forward? Let us see. Where are the wastes produced? How are they produced? What are the substances present in them? Does the composition vary in the same organism in different situations? All these questions you need to get the answer. Where are the wastes produced? The wastes are produced in the body. Where? From different organs. How? During different metabolic activities, during respiration, during digestion. Okay? Next, what are the substances present in them? There are different. Waste means useless, unwanted. Okay? So these substances, the composition definitely vary from in the same organism. In different situations it is varying. Okay, during digestion different wastes are produced. During respiration different wastes are produced. During the filtration process different waste materials are produced. Okay. So living beings, let us understand such type of questions. So let us proceed, children. Are you ready? Living beings need energy. Living beings need energy for their survival and to perform activities. For what purpose? Either building up of body material, that is anabolism, or its breakdown, that is catabolism. It is collectively called metabolic activities or metabolism. Metabolism is equal to anabolism plus catabolism. This is the equation. It is applicable to every living organism. Organisms use different substances for metabolic activities. So different products are generated as a result of these metabolic activities. Can you name different products generated by following life processes? So here some life processes are given. You try to mention the products which are formed or generated during this life process. What are the life processes given here? Photosynthesis, respiration, digestion. Okay. Photosynthesis. In the first lesson itself, nutrition, we come across. What is the equation? If you remember the equation, you can easily tell the products. 6CO2 plus 12H2O gives rise to C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2O, means glucose, oxygen, water are the products formed during photosynthesis. Okay, what are the products formed during photosynthesis? Glucose or starch or carbohydrate, oxygen and water. Then what are the products formed during respiration? Once again recall the equation. C6H12O6 plus 6O2 gives rise to C6. What is formed? 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus 686 kilocalories of energy, that is for aerobic respiration, isn't it? So what are the products formed during respiration? Carbon dioxide and water. Next, during digestion, what are the products formed? Carbohydrates finally converted to glucose, proteins finally converted to amino acids, fats finally converted to fatty acids and glycerols, and the end product after digestion, absorption, feces is formed, isn't it? So different questions. Once again, what products would be the organism be able to take up for other activities, and what products which would cause harm to the body if they are not removed? What happens if harmful products are not removed from our body every day? These are the questions. So let us briefly discuss. What products would the organism be able to take up for other activities? For example, the products of digestion, glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, they are taken up by the organism for different metabolic activities. Glucose is taken for the production of energy. Amino acids are taken for the production of new proteins for building blocks, okay, for constructing the different organs, for wound healing, like that. The fatty acids, they can be used for the growth and metabolism, okay. And what products which would cause harm to the body? Some waste materials may cause harm. For example, feces, which is formed as an end product or byproduct of digestion, undigested food material, if it is retained in the body, it may cause a harm. Or some nitrogenous waste materials, they may cause a harm. So we have already learned that the different kinds of materials are produced out of various metabolic activities, isn't it? So just now in this table, different products are produced in different metabolic activities. So what happens if harmful products are not removed from our body? They become toxic. That's the reason why every day a routine process called excretion, okay, that is defecation and urination we will do, because the waste materials must be eliminated from the body, otherwise they become toxic, and even they may cause death also. Okay, Julian. So we have already learned that the different kinds of materials are produced out of various metabolic activities. Some of these may be harmful for the organism. They are removed from their body or packed and stored in some other forms, isn't it? These are all the waste produced in the body of an organism. We have already discussed how the organisms get rid of gaseous wastes generated during photosynthesis or respiration in plants and in animals. Okay, in plants, the excess of water and carbon dioxide through stomata of the leaves, they are eliminated out during the process, gaseous exchange, transpiration process, and during respiration, the carbon dioxide is eliminated out. In the animals also through lungs or different respiratory organs. So other metabolic activities generate some waste materials called nitrogenous waste materials. These are very important. Nitrogenous waste. have to be removed along with salts and excess of water and several other materials, the nitrogenous wastes. Now the definition: excretion. Excretion is the term coined for all the biological processes involved in separation and removal of waste or non-useful products from the body, especially nitrogenous wastes. Okay, in Latin, ex means out, crenere means shift, shifting out, eliminating out. So let us proceed. Excretion in human beings. Now let us study how excretion takes place in human beings. A number of reactions takes place during various metabolic activities. Many useful substances and energy are produced. So along with that, some waste materials are also produced. At the same time, many other things happen, such as toxic wastes may be produced, water content may increase, ionic balance in the body may be disturbed. So there are two main functions of excretion. The first one is elimination of nitrogenous waste. The second one is maintenance of ionic balance or osmotic balance. Actually, this is the primary function: ionic balance or osmotic balance. So this is called homeostasis. If homeostasis is disturbed, organism will face many problems. Even it may lead to death also. Okay. So what happens during the metabolic activities? Some toxic waste may be produced, water content may increase, ionic balance in the body may be disturbed. The waste products include carbon dioxide, water, nitrogenous compounds like some nitrogenous compounds. The major nitrogenous compounds in the animals are ammonia, urea, uric acid. These three. Along with that, even bile pigments and excess of salts are also produced. Out of the nitrogenous compounds, the most poisonous of all waste products of metabolism is ammonia. Ammonia is most poisonous. Okay. So where are these waste product or waste materials produced? How does the body manage them? Is there a way to detect their presence in our body? So these are the questions raised again. Now let us observe the test reports of the blood and urine of a person given in the form of a table in the next slide, and find out the components present in both blood and urine. For 24 hours urine test, urine collected for 24 hours, for that 100 to 150 ml sample will be tested. So only we will go for any these diagnostic tests whenever we suffer from any disease on the recommendation of the physician or the doctors. So where are these waste materials produced? They are produced in our body in a different organs. How does the body manage them? By eliminating out. Is there a way to detect their presence in our body? By testing. Okay. So now let us observe the sample tables. Excretion in human beings. So this is the report on the blood report, complete plasma, serum or blood analysis. So the testing method, different testing methods are there. Testing of presence of glucose, Fasting means without eating anything early in the morning. Okay, the result 82. Here milligrams per dl means deciliter. Deciliter means 10 to the power of minus 1 liters or 1 by 10 liters. Okay, per milligram per deciliter. The range is 60 to 100 is the normal range. Okay, here 82 means normal only. Next sodium 137 millimoles per liter. 137 millimoles per liter. So the range is 135 to 145. Potassium. So these are all present in the plasma and serum. 4.10 millimoles per liter. So it must be 3.5 to 5.0. Chlorides 101 millimoles per liter. It must be 195 to 106. Urea 29 milligrams per deciliter. 15 to 40 is the normal range. Creatinine 2.8 milligrams per deciliter. 0.6 to 1.5. Here it is more. Creatinine is more. Some defect. Uric acid 7.50 milligrams per deciliter. Actually normal range is 3 to 5. Here also some defect. Creatinine and the uric acid. Creatinine is a protein. Okay. Total cholesterol 221 milligrams per deciliter. So normal range is 150 to 200. Next triglycerides. Okay, they are the fatty acids. 167 milligrams per deciliter. 60 to 200 it is the normal range. Next calcium 9.40 milligrams per deciliter. Here 8.0 to 10.5 is the normal range. Phosphorus 4.50 milligrams per deciliter. So 3.3 to 4.5. Bilirubin total 0.70 milligrams per deciliter, maybe 0.1 to 0.8. The total proteins 7.20 grams per deciliter, 6 to 7.5. Albumin, it is also protein, 4.60 grams per deciliter, so 3.0 to 5.0. Means by doing this analysis, the doctor will analyze during which disease the composition variations occur. Okay, some questions will rise in our mind. So what are the questions? What are the substances present in the blood? Already we have studied in the circulatory or transport system. There are different proteins, salts, hormones. Okay, water maximum. What are the substances present in the urine? Here also. So creatine, so uric acid, urea. Okay, the sodium, potassium, chlorides, these are all the salts. Excess salts must be eliminated from the body in the form of sweat, in the form of urine. Okay, what are the substances present both in blood and urine? So next when we observe the another report is given, that is urine analysis. Then we will come across. Let us go for urine analysis. So report on urine analysis. So 24 hours test method, 24 hours protein test. The result is 90 here. Milligrams per day, 90 milligrams per day. It is less than 100 milligrams normal range. 24 hours creatine, another test, the 2.7 milligrams per day. range is 1 to 2 milligrams, so it is some defect. So 24 hours calcium 305 milligrams per day, but range is up to 200 only, so here some defect. 24 hours phosphorus 0.8 milligrams per day, so up to 1 gram, no problem. Then 24 hours uric acid 800 milligrams per day, so up to 600 only normal range, so here also some defect. Okay, electrolytes most important. Sodium 140 millimoles per liter, 125 to 250 normal range, no problem. Potassium 50 millimoles per liter, 25 to 100, no problem. Osmolality, that is calculated osmolality 180 milliosmoles per liter, 100 to 600 is the normal range. Next, glucose 65 milligrams per deciliter, 50 to 80 is the normal range. Chlorides 128 millimoles per liter, 120 to 130 is the normal range. Urea 35 grams per day, so 20 to 30 means here more urea is eliminated. Okay, so here M represents the moles, L represents means the millimoles per liter, mg per dl means milligrams per deciliter. Okay, so now come to the question once again, what are the substances present both in blood and urine? So in protein, creatinine, calcium, sodium, phosphorus, uric acid, okay, glucose, chlorides, so these are all present in both blood and urine, okay, except the triglycerides, bilirubin, and the total proteins and albumin remaining all present in the both blood and urine. What do you think that a reading about normal limits indicate? Okay, here I underlined some in the chart. So what does it indicate? Means it indicates some physiological problem. So it may be the kidney failure, or it may be any fever, or it may be a jaundice. If any change in the bilirubin pigment content is more, then it is a jaundice disease. Means by doing this analysis of the reports of blood and urine, most of the diseases can be diagnosed. Okay, most of the diseases can be diagnosed because comparison with the normal range, if any change in the result, if it is above the normal range or if it is below the normal range, then there is a defect. Okay, children. Excretion, we are discussing what are the materials needed to be removed from our body. Yes, the urea, excess water, excess salts, there must be removed from our body. From where do these materials removed? From the blood they must be removed. What are the organs that separate excretory materials? The organs like skin, the organs like kidneys, they separate the materials. How does or how do you think that the body must be remove waste substances? Okay, by testing, if it is equal to the normal range or within the normal range limit, then we can consider that our organs are functioning properly. That's the reason why after certain age, 40 to 35 to 40 years, after that age, middle age, so the doctor always recommend periodically after every 3 months or 6 months, these complete body checkup must be done. Okay, already we have studied that. So after 40 years, 10% of the different cells are getting damaged. For every 10 years, 10%. Okay, studying the structure and function of the excretory system will help us to understand the above questions better. Okay, so in human beings, excretion mainly occurs through a urinary or excretory system consisting of a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, a urinary bladder, and a urethra. Okay, these are the parts: kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, urethra. So entirely it is called as urinary system or excretory system. Now let us observe the external and internal features of the kidney in goat or sheep, which is similar to human kidney and similar in function. Okay, so as these sheep and goat are the mammals, so we are also the mammals. The structure of the kidney, okay, we can you can get a kidney from the slaughterhouse. A lab activity, let us study. In human beings, the excretion mainly occurs through a urinary or excretory system, which is consisting of a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, a urinary bladder, and a urethra. So let us go for lab activity. What is the main aim of the experiment? Studying the external and internal features of a kidney. So while doing this lab activity, compulsory you need to take the precautions. You need to wear the gloves, and you have to compare the original with the 3D model of the kidney which is there in your science laboratory to know the parts exactly and their function. So your teacher will guide you. So listen carefully. Studying the external and internal features of a kidney. If we understand the structure, then only it is possible to understand the functions. Okay, always the structure is related to function. What are the materials we require? Freshly collected specimen of the sheep or goat's kidney from the butcher or slaughterhouse, or 3D model of kidney you can take. Okay, 3D model you have to keep a sharp blade, scalpel, a tray, and a jug of water. We need these materials. The procedure for observation: before coming to the class, wash the kidney thoroughly so that the blood is completely drained from it. So put the kidney in the tray and observe it carefully. Okay, note your observations in the book. With the help of sharp blade, take a longitudinal section. Note your observation in the observation book. With the help of sharp blade, take a longitudinal section and observe the internal structure. Observe the internal structure. Draw what you have observed. Okay, so you have to draw what is the shape of the kidney, what is the color of the kidney, and do you find any attachments on upper portion of the kidney? Is the internal structure similar to the figure? What is the color of the outer part in longitudinal section of kidney, and in LS of kidney, longitudinal section of kidney, where do you find dark color portion? And how many tubes are coming out from the kidney fissure? Don't forget to wash your hands with antibacterial lotion after completing the dissection. Okay, now let us see and try to answer the question. What is the shape of the kidney? The shape of the kidney is like a bean seed shape. Okay, bean seed shape. So what is the color of the kidney? It is a thick reddish brown in color. Okay, reddish brown in color. Next, do you find any attachments on the upper portion of the kidney? So we have removed. So actually there is an attachment, that is adrenal gland is present on the top of the kidney, a fatty layer. Okay, next, is the internal structure similar to the figure? Internal structure, yes, it is similar to the figure. So what is the color of the outer portion? Outer portion is very thick red in color. It is called cortex. Okay, and light red in color actually. Inner portion is thick red in color. Then in LS of kidney, where do you find the dark color? Inner portion. Okay, how many tubes? There are two main tubes coming out. They are blood vessels, renal artery and renal vein. So these are the things you need to observe, and you have to make a note so that it is easy to understand the function of the kidney. Okay, in the internal structure here, cortical blood vessels, calyx, minor calyx and major calyx, renal artery, renal vein. The blue color blood vessel represents the renal vein, the red color blood vessel represents the renal artery. So outer cortex, inner medulla. Medulla is thick red in color. Okay, so now let us know the structure of human kidney or excretory system and its functions. Okay, in the next class. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.